and this clip has been going viral. Don Lemon is the one. Let's just let Don take over from how we feel about Chelsea Handler.
This whole talk about age makes me uncomfortable. I think it's the wrong road to go down. She says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry.
Wow.
When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe.
I never thought I'd like Don Lemon in my life. Dude just went Matt Walsh savage. And he was like, I'm sorry. He knew it in the moment. And this is the same energy. You can apply this to Chelsea Handler. Don Lemon. And I think he felt like he can do this because he has intersectionality as a gay black man. He wouldn't allow a straight black man to do this. Sometimes, and he let the intersectionality go over his head. He was over his skis. He was on a downhill that was too advanced for him. And he thought, okay, I'm gay, so I can come at her, Nikki Haley, and Nikki Haley's a conservative. He would never say that about AOC or any Democrat. It's Nikki Haley. She's supported, supposedly a conservative, neocon, neoliberal. We can go after her, and I'm immune. I've got immunity.
I think it's the wrong road to go down. She says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking about?
Whoa, you went savage. Don, come on the show, bro. We got to talk. I need a real talk with you. I need you, because I think I'm looking at him so differently now. I'm looking at him now like, let's go to a bar, let's have a brew, and we would talk dude to dude. Even though we don't agree politically, we would have a ball, I think. He came out and he said, I'm sorry. She's past her prime.
Nikki Haley is.
We all know she's past her prime. He said it like it was a fact. He was like, I'm sorry. We all know. And then the women got real uncomfortable.
Says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
You know what? Don't do that. Say it. Don't. Her face says it all. She's very confused right now because she didn't expect that to happen. He meant it as an attack to somebody who's the political enemy. But then it was so general that they got into their feelings about it. And you're going to hear Don Lemon has to be right more than knowing when to fall back. And I'm going to give guys advice here on how to handle this. So he got himself into a predicament. He is right now, Don Lemon is in a predicament. On camera, I believe this is live, with two women on the stage that want to take their nails to his neck right now. He's in a predicament. He's between a rock and a hard place. He can't get out of this.
When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
Prime. I'm not going to answer the question, but you know what he's talking about.
Depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime.
I don't know if Don knows, because not that there's anything wrong with it, but Don's the wrong one to talk about this.
We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but he's in a very bad place right now because he's talking about in their prime. What does that have to do with you?
Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
You play for the other team. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
You play for the other team, so I don't know why you're even broaching this subject.
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s. I don't necessarily.
40s. Oh, I got another.
I'm not saying
decade.
I agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying that.
The sarcasm, when the sarcasm comes out, you and so right now, this is when I need you to hush, dudes. So Don is putting us and doing a lesson for all the guys. They say, when I look at the statistics, 85 out of every 100 viewer to this channel. It used to be 80, so I'm sorry. The ladies are fleeing from the channel, but 85 people are men. And let me just throw this out to the men. I've been there. This is the point when I need you to shell up. This is it. Just zip it. It's over. take your losses, zip it. I don't want you to say anything until they're done talking, and then I want you to say 2 words. I'm sorry. And zip it. And take your beatings like a man. Let them, she's going to go bap, bap. She's going to be using sarcasm. She's going to be using emotion. She's going to be using guilt. I need you to just shell it at this point. That's the mistake that he made right here. He didn't stop. So he wanted to be right. Oh, no, 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 no. You married guys out there, you guys in a relationship, you don't want to be right. He is right. But it's savage. I'm not saying it's insensitive, but he's factually right. And there's a prime for men too. That's a different topic. He's factually right. But you want to shell up at this point because emotionally you're wrong.
I got another
I'm not saying I agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying.
He's still going about how she needs to be careful. No, you need to be careful. Watch your 6. She's looking at you right now.
Saying that, well, you know, politicians aren't in their prime.
You need to qualify. Are you talking about?
Listen to the tone. I think so she started with the sarcasm. Then she was like, she tried to do the fake calm. She's not calm. It's the fake calm. Like, I think we need to, that's that warning.
About saying that, well, you know, politicians aren't in their prime.
You need to qualify. Are you talking about prime for like child bearing, or are you talking about prime for being president?
What the facts are. Google it. Everybody at home. When is a woman in her prime? It says 20s, 30s, and 40s. And I'm just saying Nikki Haley should be careful about saying that politicians are not in their prime and they need to be in their prime when they serve, because she wouldn't be in her prime according to
Google.
Now, he's not right politically. She's not out of her prime politically. So he's digging a bigger hole here.
Their prime when they serve, because she wouldn't be in her prime according to
Google
or whatever it is. This whole
it got so bad that the hosts were like, Google told you that? Google is like their master. Government works with Google. Google is the representation of government that government can't, you know, everything the government wants to say or do, censor, promote. If you might have heard, Google's now pre-bunking things. What is that? A pre-bunk, meaning we think that somebody might say something, so we're going to get ahead of the message and pre-bunk it. Everything the government wants to do, they do it through Google. Google is a part of the administrative state, in my opinion. And it got so bad that the host on CNN had to say, who told you that, Google? And it's funny, Don Lemon was serious because he said, yeah, it was Google. Like, Google's a search engine. What website, where'd you get that from? Google told me that. Google provided me the information. Google's in bed with the government. Google is my God. That wasn't a joke. He was in a pickle, and he, no pun intended, and he went to Google is God. That was the most interesting part. Wasn't the most funny, but that was the most interesting part of that clip. And past your prime is basically what Matt Walsh was going with Chelsea Handler. Pretty savage.